Yep. Hello, my good, sweet, marvelous apple pie friends. I don't know what that means. Apple pie. I guess like I like you like apple pie. You're sweet like apple pie, you guys. Anyway, so Dr. Mario just was like, boom, here it is. It's here on your phone now. I just looked down. It was just on my phone. I was playing it already. It was pretty weird. So I'm here to give you my impressions of it. And I guess this is really like the first mobile Nintendo game that I've fully covered and that I really tried to play. Like Mario Run, I played a little and I didn't really like it. I didn't do a video about it. I have kind of increased my video output though, so like if I was at this stage back then, I probably would have done a video on it anyway. I don't know, whatever I did. I did a reaction video to it, but I didn't play it. I didn't really play Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I did a video on the loot boxes, no fire. Why am I going through all the things I haven't played? Let's just say, this is the first one I've really played. I will say, I like it. I like it a lot more than, it appeals to me a lot more than those other games, you know? Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, I'd rather just play the real Animal Crossing. Mario Run, just didn't think it was fun. Fire Emblem, I might like it, but I just haven't tried it yet. I don't know. This connected with me. So in case you haven't played it yet or haven't seen stuff on it, which is unlikely, but whatever, I'll say it anyway. It's basically upside down Dr. Mario. The pieces float upward and the stuff is up on the top of the screen. That's not the only difference though. It's also like, it's slowed down a lot. Like the pieces float, they only hit the screen. They only start floating up when you drag them and drop them onto the screen. They do so really, really slowly. So more than anything, the whole point is to, you click and you drag it where you want it to go. You can let it fall slowly, or you can change, you know, left and right, drag it around. You can bring it up quickly if you know exactly where it's gonna go. And of course, you can't drag back down again, you know, like you can only go forward and left and right. So it's almost turn-based, you know, like each piece only comes out when you want it to, and even when it comes out, you have a lot of time. You're not, you know, it doesn't keep speeding, at least not yet, you know, I haven't gotten too far yet, but at the moment it doesn't, you know, it's not like a regular falling block game. It's way more a slow kind of think about it. I don't know. I want to say turn-based. I don't know what to say. More like that, you know, Candy Crush, Bejeweled, that kind of thing. Like that, it's way more in line with those, which is, I think it's really, really smart. I've seen some people who are disappointed that this isn't a traditional Dr. Mario experience on the phone, but I get it. All of these things have been their own kind of thing. Nintendo doesn't want to put the full experience on the phone. They want this to be supplemental. They want to make some money with this and then maybe potentially pull in people, get them interested in the full version on, you know, the main consoles and such. Each game so far has either been a mini version of the experience or kind of a different take on the experience. And in this case, it's very much the different take. I think it's pretty genius. It's so much more suited. I mean, like, I've never, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of falling block puzzle games. Even less so on something like a phone where you're like using the virtual D-pad and I hate virtual buttons. I hate them so much. And I guess maybe you could do a drag and drop thing. I don't know. I've never seen it implemented in a very good way, especially when, oh, it gets faster and faster and you're just fumbling with it. This is cool. I love it. And it's a lot more strategic, a lot more like an actual puzzle, not just a reactionary sort of thing. Instead of just having viruses all over the place that you need to clear out, it's like Candy Crush. It's like anything else where you've got lots of different, I don't know, terrain, I don't know, different blocks on the screen. You've got like brick blocks that you have to break by matching next to them. Just like Candy Crush, you've got some things that are like encased. In this case, they're encased in ice, and you've got to match them to break them out of the ice and then match them again to really get them out, to destroy them or kill them or murder them or whatever you do to these, whatever you do to these viruses. You've got things like bombs, different colored bombs, where you have to match the bomb, and if you do, it explodes the whole thing. Every like 7 pills or clears or whatever, it forms a little special one that you can put anywhere you want that matches any color. Like there's, and it's got items. Just like Candy Crush, you've got different items. Oh, one's a hammer, so you can break one block. One does this, one does that. And I really liked Candy Crush. I'm gonna admit that right now. I got super into Candy Crush and the sequel and a little bit into the one after that. I've spent more time playing Candy Crush than I would like to admit. Ultimately, those games, they get to a point where like the levels are so purposefully hard that it's basically like, hey, you can either try this level 500 times or you can spend money to get an item to help you beat it. But even then, even if you spend money to help you beat it, oops, you still didn't do it. You still got unlucky, spend more money. So they get pretty gross. They get pretty darn shady. I have not played into this game enough to know if that is something that it's gonna do. I would hope not. I would definitely hope not. I don't know. I don't even know how many levels are in the thing right now. I know all the Candy Crush games have like 9 trillion levels each, which is part of the appeal. I don't know, like I said, I mean, it's only been out for a day or two, so I don't really know. I haven't been compelled to buy items yet. Like, you know, it'll give you like one free one of each of the free ones. Haven't had to use them yet, but I have like gotten to the point where I found some sort of tricky puzzles. I did get to the tricky puzzles faster than I expected. Not super tricky, but ones I have to like try a couple times, and that's actually kind of nice. Like, yeah, like I said, I really like it more than regular Dr. Mario. I like to like look at the board, think it through. Where am I going to put my next piece? How is that going to affect things? And it's kind of like, it kind of gives you this impression. I don't know exactly how true this is. The first few pieces, at least so far, they're always really obvious. They always give you the perfect pieces to go with. And eventually I reach a point where I'm just kind of doing whatever I think is best and trying to survive. But that early section where it's like, oh, well, obviously they give me the red one here so I can set this off, and then they give me the blue yellow so I can do that. It makes me think that every level has a perfect outcome. I don't know if that's necessarily true or if it's just the first few turns, but it feels that way. It always feels like if I was just able to think about it long enough, I would be able to figure out that perfect outcome, and that's how you master every level. I think that would be really cool. Though from a monetary standpoint, I don't think that would be a good idea for them, because then it'd be like, well, instead of getting the items that help me, I'll just go online and look up the solution. So I don't really know how it is, so I can't comment too much on that. But I like that. I like how at first it's like you're really trying to work it out like a puzzle. You're trying to like take each piece and put it exactly where it should go. And speaking of which, here's an element that I am having a hard time getting my brain on, but I finally am, and it's really changing how the game is played. So it's just like in regular Dr. Mario. If you match half of a pill of a capsule, then the remaining chunk will keep falling. That was obviously a lot of the strategy of the original Dr. Mario, which is the only one I played. I played like the Game Boy one on my 3DS. That's the only Dr. Mario I played, and that was a great part of it. I really liked it versus something like Tetris. I like Dr. Mario. You kind of strategically, I don't know, drop things where they go. The whole point is to like kind of clean up the whole board. It's really nice. And so here you have the same thing where they fall, but when a half of a capsule starts to fall, you can then tap it and move it around and tell it where to go. And that's something, it took me a long time to remember. I'm so used to just being like the way I'm planning my strategy is, oh, I'm gonna put it there and then that piece is gonna fall that way. But like every time I remember, oh yeah, I can swing it to the other side of the board if I want to. Once you really get that down, you start to feel like a total pro. It's pretty great. Like, it feels really good. Just be like, okay, I'm gonna pop that and then swing that over there. And you can even like, they fall so slowly that you can even look at your next piece. And if you're good enough and quick enough, you can like get one going and then swing one underneath it and do that and then swing it off to the side before the first one even hits. Like, it's there's a lot of potential. I haven't gotten to any like really complex scenarios yet, and obviously I'm not very good at it yet, or these types of games in general, but I could really see there being some really complex puzzles that people are able to just totally destroy because they've just really gotten down where things should go and where to swing them around. So I just think it's a really interesting concept. And where you have something like Candy Crush, where at the end of the day, you're really just exchanging two pieces. That's what you're always doing. You're just moving them around to make matches. In this, like, there's a lot more to it. It is a lot more brain bendy and strategic, and that's pretty cool. Like, I'm pretty into this game. I'm really enjoying it. Just because of where I am in my life and my schedule, and I'm super busy, I don't know if I will get into it fully like I did something like Candy Crush, but at the moment though, I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and I think there's a pretty decent chance that I will keep playing it even beyond making this video. So then, just like with everything, you got your like premium currency, you got your diamonds, and you use those to buy stuff, you know, buy items and get extra hearts and stuff. At this point, I haven't felt compelled to buy any yet, but it's there, and definitely, I don't know, the only worry is, like I said, if it becomes a thing where it's like, hey, these are so hard that you basically have to spend money or just try 100,000 times, and that's not fun at all. But Nintendo tries to be better about that kind of stuff, or at least they say they try to be better about that kind of stuff. But we've seen some, I don't know, all the impressions I got of the new Mario Kart didn't look super promising. I've heard the Fire Emblem isn't super great. You got loot boxes in Animal Crossing, so I don't really know. I'm trying to stay positive about this one, trying to say that it will always remain fun and not something that you absolutely have to spend money on. One thing you can spend money on, you know, diamonds and stuff, is hearts. Yeah, the game has energy. It's pretty much to be expected at this point. It's annoying. It's definitely annoying, but it's less annoying than I thought it would be. There are some games, like I remember playing, was it Pokemon Shuffle, I think, where you spend a heart even if you win. Like, you spend a heart to get into the stage. And I always thought that was super annoying, because at least with Candy Crush, you only spend a heart if you lose. So if you're on a winning streak, you can keep playing for a long time. I was disappointed when I saw in this one that you spend a heart by entering the stage, but I don't know if it'll be like this for every stage or if it's just the early stages, but at least right now, whenever I win, I get the heart back. So it is essentially the same thing where you only lose the heart if you lose. So that's good. That was really relieving, because I really don't like the system where it's just no matter what, no matter how well you do, you're only going to be able to play 5 levels and then you got to wait 2.5 hours or whatever. Ugh. It's also nice because the first like pretty hefty batch of levels all give you unlimited, like when you first start playing the game, you get unlimited hearts to like really get your bearings and play that first batch. So I thought that was really nice. Other features, I haven't really been able to dig into everything. There's a versus mode. I didn't really play it. Sorry. I know I'm supposed to be a quote unquote journalist reviewer here and tell you everything, but I didn't really feel like digging into the versus mode. Not really something I'm into. But you got these like challenge levels too. They seem really hard. I haven't really done a lot of them, but like the one I was trying to do just now, like it looks really tough. It was like timed, and I'm like, whoa, I'm having a hard enough time puzzling my way through regular levels. If you put a timer on there, I'm just done. But in most ways, it's your average mobile puzzle game, which is actually, it's smart. Like, that's the thing, like, that was like the thing with Super Mario Run, is Nintendo tried to do their own thing and price it their own way, and it didn't really work. Apparently, the way to make money in the mobile industry, in the mobile market, is to kind of copy everybody else, and I don't like that that's the case, but it's what works. So it makes sense that you got your diamonds, you got your items and all that stuff. I get it. I totally get it. But I will say, one thing this game has over Candy Crush, I haven't played like a ton of these types of games. I've played Candy Crush. But one thing that I like about this is it's a little bit like Peggle, where you go in, you get to pick a doctor. Like, there are multiple characters, and each one has a special move. I go with Bowser all the time, because once you make enough matches, you fill up your meter, or you can get these special little bottles that when you match them, you get extra special meter. He clears 2 random rows with fire, and that's pretty cool. And and Mario's got a thing, and Peach has got a thing, and I assume you unlock more doctors as you go, and they've all got things. And then you also get support characters. You can have up to 2 support characters, and they also just alter the gameplay and alter your score and stuff. That's fun. I like that. I think that's a really cool idea, having these special moves, because it's sort of like having an item, because like in some other games you'll have all these items that you have to pay for, but it'll still like give you a spin and you get 1 free item a day or something. In this case, like your doctors are your free item, you know, they're your free way to interact with the game board every once in a while if you happen to be in a level where you're able to fill up your meter. And I just think that's fun. I think there's a lot of potential there for just they do different things based on if you're playing single player or multiplayer, which is another pretty interesting thing. Helps with the balancing. Yeah, overall it's good. Presentation's pretty slick, as you would expect. Music's nice, you know, what you would expect. Overall, it's fun. I think it's really good. I think this is a very good mobile effort from Nintendo. I would like to keep playing and see what happens. If you're a hardcore Dr. Mario fan, you might not end up liking it. Actually, I have a friend who loved Dr. Mario, and I handed them the phone to play the tutorial levels, and they weren't really into it. They were like, eh. They were like, I like to look at a board full of viruses, like a bad Tetris board, and clear it out. That was what they liked about it. They didn't like the puzzly aspect. So I don't know. Maybe you won't. Maybe you will. I was never a humongous fan or anything, so this is kind of a different experience. So I really enjoy it. I've really been enjoying it. It seems like a really smart move on Nintendo's part. It just seems like they really took the concept and turned it into something really, really befitting mobile play. And I think that's pretty cool. That's always what I like to see with their mobile efforts. Well, thank you for watching. Oh, you smell like apple pie too. Nice. I'm not gonna taste you though. Not gonna do that. Not gonna go there. Probably not gonna taste like apple pie. See you later. Watch out if you see me at a con. I'll just lick you right on the cheek. Be like, nope, no apple pie. Who's next? Next in line, please.